Hi and welcome back. In this class, we will learn how we can introduce a database file in Prolog. That is, how to upload all the code we've written in a specific file. We'll be seeing that is a file ending with a PL, and how can we upload this file to Prolog console. So once we've uploaded, Prolog learns it and we can start asking questions about the code we've written. So the first step is to create a new file in any directory the students want. The most important thing is that this file has to end with a PL. So this is basically a file I've just created. Its name is database, and it's a file ending with a PL. Okay, so you just have to open any editor. In our case, we're using the Kate editor. Right, in this course, we're going to be using the Kate editor. This is a free editor and it's very useful for any kind of programming language. Alright, so before writing any code and before uploading this code to the Prolog console, let's just check that Prolog has not learned anything. And for instance, let's ask him if the individual Alex is a hero or is not a hero, right? So we just ask him, is hero Alex, for instance. Keep in mind that this is a question. Every operation in the Prolog console is basically a question, and we are asking Prolog now if this is true, right? So what we are asking here is that if Alex, this individual, is a hero, and we have to end the question with a final period. Now, when we press enter here, it's going to be an error. Why there's an error here? Basically because Prolog does not know which relation is this one. Okay, Prolog has not learned any relation which name is hero. So now let's see how can we write code and upload this code so Prolog learn all the code we've written. So here, our database file we just open. After we open the database, we can start writing Prolog code, right? And we've seen in the theoretical classes that we can write facts or we can write rules in Prolog. So since this is the first video about writing real code in a practical way in Prolog, let's just write a series of facts. So let's just start writing, for instance, that John is a hero. We end this fact with an endpoint. Okay, this is basically a validation name, and this is the argument. And what we're saying here is that John is a hero. Then let's just write Alex is a hero too. We can save with Ctrl S. And for instance, let's just say that Alex is the father. This means the progenitor of John. Okay. And once we've written this code, this is only 3 lines of code. In order to make Prolog learn this file, what we have to do is to go to the Prolog console, like so, and we put the file, we press the new, and then we open the file we've just written the code, right? In my case, the file name is database, but in the student's case can be any name of the file ending with a PL. We just press it and we press save. And once we've opened it, we can verify that Prolog has learned it by writing the name of the file between square brackets. So we just open a square bracket, here we put and we write the name of the file, right? since the name of the file we've just opened is database, so we just write database, and we finally end the square bracket. And this is very important. Every question we have to end the question with a final point. And if we press enter, here Prolog returns true. If when we put this Prolog returns true, it means that Prolog has correctly learned our file and has actually learned all the code and all the relations and the facts we've written in the file database. Just to note that if, for instance, we want to verify if Prolog has learned the file maybe October, okay, and we press between square brackets the name of this file, it is the random file, and we end with a period. After we press enter, this is going to be an error. Why this error appears? Well, basically because we have not created any file with which name is October, and we have not put here file new and this file. So Prolog doesn't know this file and has not learned any file with the name October. Okay, so this is a basic concept. In order to clear the screen in a Prolog console, we just write this. If we write this and we press enter, the Prolog console clears. Alright, since now we've ensured that Prolog has learned our file name database, remember that we have declared 3 facts in this file, that John is a hero, Alex is a hero, and Alex is the progenitor of John. If we ask Prolog if now Alex is a hero, is hero Alex, and we end with a final point, this is going to return true, right? This is true because Alex is indeed a hero, right? What about if we ask if Laura is a hero? So now Prolog does not know, okay, since we haven't written that Laura is a hero in the file. So Prolog, if we ask, returns false, saying that Laura is not a hero, right? Laura is not a hero because here we haven't written the name of Laura. And finally, if we ask, for instance, who is the father of John, right? Here we see that Alex is the progenitor of John. So we just, who is the father of John, or the progenitor? Keep in mind that this is a variable name. So this X, okay, starts with an uppercase. If the student wants to put the variable X like so, with a lowercase, this is going to be an error, okay, or basically will return false, since Prolog will interpret that this is not a variable and an object. Okay, and now we want that Prolog interprets the first argument as a variable. Okay, you can write X, Y, or variable, or name. It doesn't matter the name, as long as the first letter starts with an uppercase. Okay, so in our case, firstly, let's put X. We end the question with a final period. We press enter, and this returns that the progenitor of John is Alex. Okay, the father of John is Alex, like we've just written here. Okay, so if we want to ask who is the son of Alex, or who is the successor of Alex, we just write who is the successor of Alex. Here we put an object Alex. Remember that all the objects, okay, the parameters, the arguments that refers to objects starts with a lowercase letter. Okay, so who is the son, or who is the successor of Alex? So we just have now to ask, Alex is the father, is the progenitor, so tell me which is his successor, who is his successor. We just put a variable here, z, name, or let's just write successor, and we end with a final period, and this tells me, well, the successor of Alex is John, right? Like so. And finally, if we write a Boolean question, like a return true or false, basically saying that Alex is the father of John, this will return true. And if we ask that if it's true that John is the father of Alex, this will return false, since this is not true. Okay? The progenitor of John is Alex. The progenitor of Alex is not John. Okay, so if here in the file we add, for instance, that the progenitor of Alex is Clara, so here we're saying that Clara is the mother of Alex. You can make comment in Prolog with the symbol of percentage, meaning that everything you write after this symbol, it will not be compiled or interpreted as code for Prolog. So here we're just saying that Clara is the mother, and here that Alex, father of John. And let's just say that Clara is the mother of Alex. And once we've saved the file, after that we must go to the Prolog console. Here we're going to clear, like so, and we have to again upload the file. How can we upload the file? Just write database, and like so. Now we've uploaded the file, and now if we ask who is the mother of Alex, Clara must be the mother, right? The progenitor. So he's the, let's just G is the going to be the, or M to the mother, which is the progenitor of Alex, and here we have that the mother is Clara. What about if we write that Alex has a mother and a father? Okay, so we can add that the father of Alex is Hugo, for instance. Here we're saying that Hugo, father of Alex. So now we go to the Prolog console, right? And if we go to the Prolog console and we again upload it, what if we ask the progenitor of Alex? Let's just well, this will return two answers for the variable p. Firstly, the first answer that will be unified, like we've seen in the theoretical classes in this course. Since Prolog is a sequential program, the first clause that can be unified to our question is a clause that has the same relation name, the same number of arguments, and the arguments that refer to objects are named the same. So here the first is progenitor Clara, and the second progenitor Hugo, right? Because here what is Prolog is looking for is a relation name that, like so, progenitor, the number of arguments is 2, and the arguments that refer to objects, in this case only Alex, is named the same. So the second argument in our code has to be Alex, right? So the first clause is this one, and the second is this one. And as we just explained, since Prolog is a sequential program, the first clause and answers is going to be this one, and the second this one. So if we finally ask this, we press enter, the first answer is Clara, and if we press a semicolon, we just write a semicolon, here it says that the second answer is Hugo. So basically, to the question, who is or who are the progenitors of Alex? Well, Clara is a progenitor and Hugo is also a progenitor. So Clara is his mother and Hugo is his father. Okay. So with this scene, we've learned how we can introduce code and upload code we've written to the Prolog console. In future classes and later on in the course, we're going to be solving very advanced problems in Prolog.